Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to be talking about leadership, and it's going to consist of participation from everybody. So get ready. The first thing that I want to go over is, before I get started, on leadership, is I want to know your personal development. I want to hear from every one of you. What did you do yesterday for your personal development? And what did you learn from it? Or what did you do today? So I will go ahead and start off. Last night, I haven't done mine yet today because I'm watching our neighbor's kids, and it's been like a freaking daycare here this morning. But last night, when I was taking a bath, I was reading some of my book, and I read Boss Babe probably like 3 months ago, but I felt like I didn't, I guess, learn from it. I don't know about you guys, but I typically go back and like read the book twice. And so I really wanted to read it one more time. So I picked that back up, and I was reading it last night, and I was thinking about, there's a chapter that talks about how she failed so many times. And now she has $1 million company, but she failed so many times over and over and over and over again. And in the book, she kept saying, yeah, you guys are probably all laughing at me. You're probably all thinking like, I'm never going to be successful, or what's this girl even thinking? She's crazy. And she kept saying, I was laughing with you because I knew it was preparing me for something bigger. I knew it was preparing me for something that I loved, for something that I wanted. And so no matter how many times you fail, you can still get to your destination. So that is what I loved out of my reading last night. Nicole, do you want to go ahead?
Oh, damn it. I knew you were going to talk to me next. So I, like a few weeks before we moved, I bought like a ton of books for like a penny off of Amazon. So I just paid like the $3 for shipping. Sorry, I'm trying to get ready to like hit the road to go to Tri-Cities. So I started over the Remark book, and it's like a spinoff off of Boss Girl, and I actually really like it. So it's basically just talking about how she works her social media account and like she's like a PR rep for DKNY, and like how she does that. And it's kind of cool just to hear like how she originally was working for this girl and didn't do a very good job and got fired and went for another company. And then a higher up position opened up, and she applied for it with the company that she got fired from. And she was like, I didn't think that I was going to get it, but I applied just because it's like, you're never going to get anything if you don't try or like go for it. And the girl that owned the company ended up hiring her, even though she fired her a few years ago. And then the girl passed away, and in her will gave her the company. And so she was like, it's so crazy because like I would have never gotten anything I would have never had this company if I didn't like apply for that job again, even though I got fired from it a few years ago. So like I was reading that yesterday, and it just was like, kind of like, you can't sit back and like wait for things to come to you. Like you always have to go for them. And I already knew that, but just to like hear other people's stories about how they go for things, like kind of is more of an aha for me. Because it lets you know that like, you know, if you don't go for it, then it's not going to happen type of thing, you know? But yeah, so that's the book that I'm reading. I usually do my personal development in the afternoon because I don't usually get as many people messaging back in the afternoon. So I set time aside for that then. That's what usually works for me.
Awesome. Kendra, do you want to go ahead?
Sorry. So I watched the Zoom with Ashley Sinclair no, not Ashley Sinclair, sorry. Alyssa, and who else was on there?
Ashley Hughes.
Yes, thank you. Gosh. But I want to watch it again because I didn't really get to take notes or anything, but one thing that stuck out to me was you're building a legacy, so you need to take it seriously. And you don't need to sign everybody up that comes around. Like, yeah, it's fun signing people, but you don't want to sign the people that are going to drag you down and the negative ones and all of that. So yeah, if they want to sign, great, but I don't know. That's just one thing that I took from it. I'm going to watch it again today because I didn't really get a chance to take notes, like I said. But I also am going to go get The Miracle Morning because I heard you talking about that, Allie, and I want to read that. And I was reading The Year of Yes, and I can't get into it. I don't like that book. So I'm just going to switch up books now to something else.
Awesome. Tani, go ahead.
So I am waiting to get a book actually from one of my girls. I don't even know what it's called, but she was posting quotes in it, and I was like, I have to read that when you're done. So she's bringing me that tomorrow. But I've been watching YouTube videos a lot lately. Jim Rohn and is it Les Brown, and then also like Jade Hooper and those kinds of things. And I just like the amount that is all in your head is insane to me. Like, obviously we all say that and we all talk about it, but when you start watching and seeing like just completely different, not even in it works, and it's like, if you're not where you're at, it's because you're telling yourself it's not where you're going to be at, you know, like you're sitting here saying you hope 2017 is going to be better. Well, it's not going to be better if you don't do anything to make it better. And I love that. It's just a reminder that everything that we tell ourselves and believe about ourselves and our company and our business is what it's going to be. So if you're sitting there thinking that it's, you know, it's okay and this is as far as I'm going to get, or only people like Denise are able to get that kind of money, then only people like Denise are going to get that kind of money. And so I don't know, I just kind of, all of it's just kind of been like reaffirming and renewing ahas that I've had from the past. So I kind of have just been pumped and fired up.
Same. Really quick before I move on to Taylor and Kylie, I had to say really quick one thing that from last night's Show Me the Money call. When Ashley Sinclair said, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can buy that bigger house or buy that bigger car, or buy that whatever. I love that because I was thinking about that. Did you guys see her story? How they got completely out of debt and then they went all the way back in debt? Did you guys all see that post? And she said they were struggling for a while. And so I love that because I loved, you know, hearing that because it was crazy because, I mean, you think about like, you know, our company wants us to be debt free. And I don't think, you know, we don't even ever talk about it enough, right? So I don't know. I love that call last night. Were you guys on there? It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, I was like pumped after that. It was good.
Yeah, it was so good. Go ahead, Taylor.
Yeah, that's a really good call. Okay, so to be honest, I didn't do any yesterday like I was supposed to. So that's on my list to do today, and I'm going to do twice as much just because I didn't do, well, I'm going to have to fit it in my schedule because I have a meeting at 12, 2, and then 4, and then team training. So I have a super busy day. But I didn't do any yesterday, and I've been reading The Compound Effect. And honestly, like the last couple times I've been reading it, it hasn't been like focused time because I've been distracted by like Jade. So I need to just like, I need to start doing it at night or like just like do it in the morning before she wakes up, just because I can't focus when I have that background noise. But I watched that Zoom with Ashley and Alyssa, and that was obviously amazing. I took so much from that. And so that was like really helpful. And then I need to get back into doing more of the YouTube videos because that is one thing that like always helps me. And I like watching videos. So I need to get back into doing that when I can't like sit down and actually focus into reading.
I've been doing, like last night I went grocery shopping and I had like an ear. Like I was trying to find ways, you know, because I'm like, you can't always sit down, like you said.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I mean, I have 3 kids here right now. I'm like, God, I don't know how people do this. Tony, how do you do this? A lot of kids.
Good morning, baby.
Kylie, go ahead.
Hold on, I had something really quick.
Oh, go ahead.
One thing that I loved from that Zoom with Alyssa and Ashley is that Ashley said that she does something that inspires her or gets her pumped up before she reaches out to her team. I think that's so important, because if I'm just going to send out like, okay, team, go kill it today, like that's not nearly, like they can sense that. So if I'm not fired up and feeling like pumped up when I'm messaging them, they're not going to be pumped up. And so that was something that I was like, dude, hello, why are you not doing that more, you know? So I thought that was cool, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Like, make sure that you're getting something, if it's a song, if it's, you know, a YouTube video or reading or whatever it is, like get yourself before you reach out to your team in the morning.
Addie, I'm busy. Stop.
Yeah, I got that kind of like on the team Zoom on Sunday night. I felt like I was like, I don't know whose body I was in, but I was so fired up, I just couldn't stop. And it was because of that Zoom. You know, it brings that life out of you, I guess. That, I don't know if that makes sense, but Kylie, go ahead.
Sorry, I was like yelling at my kid. I'm like totally unmuted the whole time. I was like, whoops. I actually have found, like, I was never a reader ever. And I feel like the more personal development books that I've got into, I actually really like reading, depending on if I get into a book or not, which is kind of the biggest issue for me, is just like finding something that's relatable, because I love those books. Right now I'm reading Wake Up Happy, which since we moved, I've not been doing personal development as much as I used to, for sure, and I know I need that. So yes, in a second, okay. And so right now I'm reading Wake Up Happy. It's from Michael Strahan, which is a football player, but I'm finding, it says the Dream Big, Win Big Guide to Transforming Your Life. And there's like different rules in here to like reinventing your life and starting over and things like that. But it's kind of more like his football story, so I'm not really like getting into it. So I'm currently looking for something that is good. I know You Are a Badass hit me really good, because I'm like kind of a softie at heart, but I like the books that kind of tell me like it is. And that book was pretty heavy, and it was at a time in my life where I was like working out, and because it's not working. Sorry, you guys, I'm about to go crazy already. What time is it? It's 10. Holy shit. So like that was a good time in my life where I was like hiking Badger a lot and feeling good, and that book was like really pushing me. So I know that personal development works. So I'm currently looking for a book that is kind of along those lines. So yeah, I'm not really loving my book right now. If anybody has any ideas that are like kind of like tell like it is books.
I saw some Kylie lists yesterday, and I was going to go order them on Amazon today, so I will let you know as soon as I find them, because I came across them, and I'm determined to find them too on Facebook. But it was just ones just like that, like relatable and just speak to you. So I'll let you know as soon as I find them.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Okay, so let's get into what we're going to talk about. We are talking about leadership. And is no one going to show their face? Oh, there's Tony. I don't want to talk to a blank screen.
You do not want to see my face right now.
Look at me. I look the same for all week long. I just don't want to talk to a blank screen. Okay, so first question. Are you a boss or a leader? When you are looking at your team and you're looking at your top 10 and you're looking for a leader, I want you to back up and say, okay, am I the boss looking for a leader, or am I a leader wanting leaders to come with me? Okay. If you're looking for a leader, you have to look in the mirror first, right? We have to evaluate ourselves and those qualities and traits that we want in our team, and our leaders, and even our potentials. Are we being those as well? Okay. The result of our success does not come from our potential, you guys. It comes from our performance. You know, we are successful by what we do. We are successful by our action. We are successful by doing, right? And duplicating what we're doing. We cannot be successful by saying, you know what? You know, I know she'd be good at this. I know she is good at this. I know she's fired up. She's passionate. She loves the products. you can't be successful at that. You actually have to do something with that, right? You actually have to take action. You actually have to move forward. You can't sit there in one spot and say, I love this company, I love these products, I'm passionate what I do, I'm excited, I have my why, I have my dream board. You can say all those things as much as you want. But if you don't do anything with any of those, how are you leading from the front? How are you implementing these simple steps? How are you implementing for your team to follow you, right? And if we're talking about dream boards and telling our team, to do a dream board, and we've done one, well, maybe they're like, what is a dream board? What is a vision board? What does it look like? And demonstrating that, explaining that, showing them how to do it, what to do. And that goes along with just anything. If we're talking about our why, well, if they're like, I know a lot of people on our team, guys, that don't even have a why, right? I know last night I was going through all of the questionnaires. There was 140 of them that I had to filter out of Denise's box because they got tied to mine. So I went through last night all of her emails, and I was filtering out all of our questionnaires. And the top 3 things that I found, you guys, were messaging, time management, and belief. So guess what all of our trainings are going to be on this year? Just kidding. But those 3 things were the main 3 struggles that I got from people were time management, belief, and what did I say? Messaging. So think about that. When you're talking about belief, are you pouring belief into your team? You can say, you got this, I'm excited for you, but is it generic? Is it, what, Kendra? I know you have the ability to go double diamond, but you got to step it up. You've got to put the extra 3% in. You've got to go above and beyond this year to make it happen. You've got to lead by example and be on every team Zoom, every team train. You've got to be detailed, okay? You've got to. Or else people are going to be like, wah, wah, right? So moving forward, it's your performance that you have to focus on in order to succeed. It's the action that we have to do in order to succeed. And if you're wondering why you're not moving, if you're wondering why, I have my goals written down, I have my dream board done, I have my why, I'm using the products, I'm passionate, I'm plugged in, I'm blitzing, you're doing everything possible that a leader should be doing. But if you're not taking actual action with each one of those, you guys, it means nothing. It's literally words written down on paper, right? You can do your dream board, but it's what do you do with that? You can plug into the team Zooms and the team trainings and go blitzing and show your team, but are you doing the follow-up? Are you getting your teams on the Zooms? Are you sharing on the team page your aha moments? Are you, and this is something for me is that you guys know, I've always been like, it's okay, you can get on the next team Zoom. No, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. And I put my foot down yesterday and did something that I did not want to do. And it was so uncomfortable for me, but I took action and I did it with one of our leaders because I said, enough is enough. This is the year that nobody walks on me. Nobody gets away with stupid shit. Okay. I'm done. Right. So I will lead and I will show my team, my leaders, you guys, in order for you to be successful. I refuse to let anybody sit where they are unless they want to. If you want to be there, great, stay there. But if you don't, I won't let you. Leadership is influencing others, you guys, by example. Are you influencing your team positively? Are you influencing them in a way that they want to follow your lead? And this, I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was Tiffany, her, or Cammie. I don't remember who it was, but it was a while ago. It was last year. And they said, if you do not have at least one team member messaging you daily, something's wrong. If you don't have somebody messaging you saying, hey, Taylor, can you help me out with charting? Or, hey, Kendra, can you do this or whatever? And when my phone goes quiet, I literally am like, I need to step it up. Why aren't Go ahead.
Question on that. Sorry to interrupt you, but I am glad that you brought this up because it is a huge eye-opener for me because I will put it out there. Some days I don't have my team messaging me, and it does bother me. It always has because I wish that I would have that, like more of that with my team. So what is something like what can I do to make that happen? Because it's been that way for a long time. Even I don't think my leadership is amazing right now, but when my leadership was way better, I still didn't have like I would go a day or two sometimes with no one reaching out to me. Like it's always been me reaching out to them. So like, what is something you do to get your team to reach out to you?
I ask questions always. So, okay, so say you 6 people, say you guys are my top 10, okay? So, no, top 5. Tawny, Kendra, Nicole, Kylie, Taylor, okay? So not every one of you guys is gonna reach out to me every day. I mean, it's just, we're human, it's not gonna happen, right? We're not gonna talk to every single person every day. Some people you will. I mean, there's some people I talk to every single day. But, okay, say I reached out to Tawny on Monday, I don't talk to her Tuesday, I'll reach out to her Wednesday. And then it starts a pattern. So like Kendra, I'll start to see Kendra reaches out to me every other day. Nicole reaches out to me twice a week. Kylie reaches out to me daily. And then it's just people, you'll start getting a rhythm. Not everyone's going to reach out daily, but talk to somebody every single day, if that makes sense. So like, if I know you, Taylor, if I know you're reaching out to me every day, I'm going to say, okay, Taylor, I know you want my help. I know you're in this for the long haul. You know, I know, and I'll start saying, okay, Taylor, where are you at? Where are you at with your goals? What are you doing for your business today? And if you're like, I'm doing this, this, and this, then I'll say, okay, how is that going? What can I help you with? And if you're like, well, I'm really struggling with this, I'm struggling with that, I'll say, okay, let's get on a 3-way call with your potential. Let's meet up. I'm just asking questions. And that's what I've found is working for me. I'm asking questions constantly to everybody. Not everybody messages me every day, but it's somebody messaging every day, right? So just getting somebody and getting in that communication circle that people are starting to contact back.
One
Okay,
thing,
never mind. I was kind of thinking something else, but I do talk to at least one person from my team like every single day. I was kind of thinking something else, so never mind on that. But that's the one thing I do have to say is that I have been asking a lot more questions to a lot of people, not necessarily like I do it more so with like not my leaders, because I know that like my leaders like Nicole and Kendra, like they know exactly like what to do and everything. But I do ask way more questions with my newbies and people that are not leaders. It definitely has made a huge difference versus not asking enough questions. So I do have to say the whole asking questions is very, very helpful and has changed a lot.
Are they reaching out to you now?
Yeah, I would say that I do have quite a few people reaching out to me more now than what it like used to be, because before it was like, I mean, for the longest time, for like 2 years, it was always me reaching out to everyone. And I think like with the people, like I have like my solid group of people that are still in this and have always been in this, and they reach out to me more now, which is something that I really like. That's what I want, but I have noticed a big difference when I started asking more questions.
Go ahead, Tony. Sorry, I muted you.
that's okay, sorry. One thing that I found is my team thought I was like super busy and they were bugging me. So it took me having to tell them repeatedly, no, like I want to hear from you. That shows me that you want this. That shows me that you're in this. Like, I want to know every question. I want to know every struggle. I want to know every frustration. I want to know every win. Like that's what my job is. That's what I want to hear. That's what shows me that you want this. That's what shows me that you're working. Like it's not bugging me. And it took me having to tell my team a couple of different times before they really started to do that. So I don't know if maybe that's something that you could like reiterate with your team. Like, hey guys, I want to hear from you. Like it's not bugging me. It's this is, you know, what I want to hear type things. That helps.
That's definitely something that I haven't done in a long time, but I know that I've been frustrated with that in the past. And when I did tell them, like, because I remember there was one time, it was like last, like, probably like around like April or May or whatever. And I just remember like constantly telling them that, you know, like I'm not busy, because they do think that since we are like higher up, that we are busy constantly, and it's like, no, it's just the same as you, like it's no different. But that's something that I should probably say again, because I know that I haven't said it in a while, so that might be something that would help hear from like even just more people.
Yeah, I like that a lot. a lot, Tanya. I'm glad that you brought that up. Because I don't know about you guys, but when people go quiet, I'm like, hello, are you there? Like, I'm here. And they're like, I swear to you, this, I don't know about you guys, but this drives me bonkers, and Tanya knows this. When people send a message, I know you're super busy, but I have a question. Oh my God, it just makes me want to rip my freaking eyeballs out. Like, no, I do this for a career. I'm not busy. I'm here to help you always. So I like that. And I'm definitely going to utilize that more too, because I don't think I ever really say that. So I like that a lot. The next part I love. The next part I absolutely love. So when you're talking with your team and you're posting on Facebook, and anytime you're in interaction as a leader, I want you thinking with your heart instead of your authority. Instead of, I'm a diamond, I'm a double diamond, I'm a triple diamond. I want you to think with your heart and substitute that with the title. Get the title, lose the title. It doesn't matter what rank you are. It doesn't matter how long you've been in this business. You can be a leader, right? Leadership is action, not a position. So I want you thinking, and for myself, we're not higher than anybody. We have experience, right? We have experience. We may know a little bit more, but it doesn't matter what rank you are, what title you are. Lose that. Lose that this year. Lose that. Well, I'm their upline. I'm their leader. You use it as, I have more experience. I've been in your place. I know what you mean. I understand. I've been there. I've heard 1,000 no's. I've wanted to quit just as much as you have. I wanted to succeed just as bad as you have. That's why I'm still here, and really relate to them, put yourself in their shoes. And that's been hard for me. I'll be honest with you guys. It's been hard for me because it's been like almost 4 years ago now in March. And then that's where I'm like trying to slow down and just be like, okay, I've been there. I understand. I remember when I first signed up and I didn't want to do this full time and things like that. So, okay. Let's see here. Okay, so the next part we're going to talk about is a little bit about discipline within your leadership. So, based on this business, paying attention to detail and having that mutual respect and confidence within your team and within your leaders. So, attention to detail. So, if you know that, your downline Taylor, your leader, she wants to go presidential, is that all you know? If Tawny wants to go triple diamond, is that all you know? And I think about that and just really paying attention to details, paying attention to their struggles, paying attention to their wins, paying attention to their success, paying attention to those little details within each person. And I know that you will feel as a leader, as your leadership will grow, you will grow, you'll start to form that friendship, you'll start to form that, almost that unity, that linking arms of, hey, we're in this together, we can do this together, right? So really, really paying attention to detail. Outside of, you're on my chart, you're on my top 10, this is your promotion. Go a little bit farther than that. Go a little bit farther. Go the extra mile this year. And like we talked about on the Zoom the other night, do that extra little 3%, you guys. Take that conversation a little bit farther. Get to know them a little bit more. Just a little bit. I'm not saying 3 hours of a conversation every day. I'm saying that one more message. I know you can do this. I know you're struggling, but I also know that this vehicle can take you to a life full of options. Get over yourself. Get out of your own way. Get to work. Whatever it is, go that little bit more with your conversations. Go that little bit more with your leadership. That little bit more with your posting, with your interaction. And really step up and have that reason behind why you do things. The reason behind your posting. That reason behind getting to team trainings. There's a reason behind, getting on team Zooms. A reason behind wanting to be a leader, you guys. Don't just do it. Don't just get on these Zooms to get on these Zooms and say you did it. Getting to team trainings and saying, well, I was there. Doing a one-on-one to say, well, I met up with Kendra this week. I called Nicole this week. I followed up with Taylor. I'm good. No. Go a little bit further. Go a little bit more. So a couple leadership qualities that I love. I saw this on a YouTube video I was watching, and it talked about it should include amongst you and your team of shared values, shared effort, and shared rewards. So You should be in the same mindset of, wanting to succeed and having goals and creating those same values of belief and worth and getting rid of that fear. But you should also be putting in that same effort, no matter if you're the upline or not. The same effort as your downline, the same effort as your top 10. So you can experience the shared rewards together. It's not fun promoting by yourself, right? Great, you got a raise. Great, you promoted. But I don't know about you guys, but it is so much more fun when you have your team promoting with you. When you have girls that are like, oh my God, I finally did it. I made it happen. And it's almost like that doors open and the heavens are right there. They made it past executive, right? Then they go ruby and then they go emerald and then diamonds right there. And they're like, oh shit, it's game on. Like, I'm moving. I'm going somewhere, right? You get to share that reward. And it is so thrilling and so powerful when your team moves, right? And they get it and they understand and they want it. But if you want your team to move and you want your team to grow and you want to share those rewards with your team, you've got to do it too. You've got to put in that equal effort that your team does in order to see a result. I love this quote, you guys. It says, an army of sheep led by a lion would defeat an army of lions led by a sheep. What leader are you? Are you a sheep or are you a lion? There are two possible outcomes by your actions. It may bring you closer to your desired goals and your destination of where you want to be this year, or it will push you farther away from it. What are you going to decide? How are you going to take action this year to get closer to that goal or reach that goal or crush that goal? Or are you going to decide to do the exact same thing, have the exact same habits as you did in 2016? Hence, you must think clearly. You have to think ahead before it's too late. You don't want to think back on this year and say, I wish I did, I wish I would have, I wish I, reached that goal. You have to learn from your past, you guys. You have to learn from 2016 and build your experiences, build your confidence, and create the year that you want. This year should be one step closer to where you're going. This year should be one step closer to that future and that life that you're like hungry for, right? Are you hungry? How bad do you want it? Many leaders have the ideas on how others should change and what others should do and what their team should do and what their top 10 should do. And if they would just work, I'd be right here closer to that next goal, right? Few people have the idea on how they personally should change, how they personally should grow. Because if you grow, there is no way possible that your team won't, because you're taking action. You're moving. You're messaging people, you're coaching people, you're getting to events, getting to team trainings, getting to conference. You are that much closer to B, right? You're not at A, you're not in the middle, you're almost to B, right? By taking action. And the last part that I'll finish up with is what you yourself cannot enforce, do not commend to your teams. Okay, I'm going to repeat that one more time. What you yourself cannot enforce, do not commend to your teams. If you're not out blitzing, don't tell them to blitz. If you're not out adding 10 people today, don't tell them to do it. If you're not out getting on every team Zoom and corporate calls, don't tell them to plug in. Okay? I want this leadership team to be solid, hungry, plugged into everything that we all say. Do you want to be a diamond? You have to act like a diamond, right? You want to take that next level leadership? You have to act like it. So my question for you today is, all things are difficult before they come easy, you guys. They are. All things are difficult. All things are a challenge. They're a struggle. And like we talked about, your next level goal, going beyond that. Your goal paycheck, adding a 0. Get so uncomfortable that you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to post about it. You don't want to share it with anybody, but then do it. Okay? The thought of like $100,000 paycheck a month just makes me absolutely want to puke. Like, bleh. Like, I don't know how that's even going to happen, right? But the more you speak it, the more it comes to life, and then you're going to crush that immediate goal along the way because you're stretching yourself so far to get uncomfortable. Now is the beginning of your 365 days to a new chapter. Well, now it's like 362, but days to a new chapter. It is your journey and your year to be the leader that you want to find. Be that leader. Be that example. Step up and realize that nothing is going to happen until you decide enough is enough. I'm taking action, and I'm not going to stay where I was from 2016. Does anybody want to add anything in on leadership or any aha moments or anything that they're thinking? Or their plan of action for 2017? No one? Crickets.
I love the coming from a place of not rank. I love that. I think that I do a pretty good job of that, but hearing you say it and the way that you said it is like, hit me right, hit me right there. Like, it's true. I need to make sure that every time I'm texting, every time I'm messaging, everything that I'm posting and saying, it's coming from a place of, I've been there and I know what you're going through and I know where I'm at now and I know you can do it, and it not being like just freaking do it. Like, I'm so tired of people just telling me like, I have girl, it's 1 away from Emerald, 2 away from Diamond, and she's sitting there for months. And I'm like, just fucking do it already. Like, oh my God, this is stupid. But I need to make sure that I'm like, I sat there for a long time. I sat there for, I think, like, I don't know even how long, but I sat there for a long time. And I need to remember that. And I need to take a step back and have that, okay, you can do this. And I, that was huge for me. I think that was the way you worded that was perfect. So thank you for that.
I don't think I tell mine to be either. How'd you say that?
Sorry, I had to get in my driveway. I almost got into an accident. Some fucker just like pulled out in front of me and I was literally inches away from hitting him. So that was cool. But I think that was really good. And one thing that I'm really focusing on right now and this whole entire year is I want to continue working on leadership. And what the fuck is happening right now? Oh my God. Sorry guys, this is really cold. But I want to really focus on leadership and just constantly be growing, because I think you're right that obviously like when you're growing, your team is going to grow too. And I just know that I've been slacking on personal development. I've been slacking on leadership and just growing as a leader, because I do want to be like that great leader for my team. And I mean, obviously they're going to have other leaders that they're following and whatnot, but I want my team to look at me and be like, that's my leader. Like, I want them to be proud to have me be with them and whatnot. And I think the one thing that I was kind of thinking about when you were talking about like the whole rank thing, I love that, because I think that when it does come to posting, it is super important to be like sharing from your heart and not sharing as like, oh, I'm a triple diamond. Like, no, on the outside world, no one knows what the fuck that is. Like, no one, like, that doesn't mean shit. Like, being a triple diamond in a company doesn't mean anything at all. And it's also like one thing that I was thinking about is like when you go and like take, like when you have, I know for myself that I have people that are scared to promote because of what comes with the title. And so when you were saying that, I was thinking like, it's important for us to, you need what? It's important for us to make sure that like those people that are scared, that it's like we are basically telling them like, you don't have to be scared. It's just a title. Like, there's nothing, I don't know what I'm trying to say really, but it was.
I love what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying though?
I love that you said that though, because I don't think we think of that enough. If people see it as more like intimidating, they see
Yeah.
like diamond, like this rank is out of this world, right? But it's just a next level of experience. And I love that you mentioned that.
Yeah, that's what I was just kind of thinking, like when you were talking about that, because I know that I've had people that probably do hold themselves back from promoting because they're scared that, oh my God, I'm a diamond leader now. Like there's so many things that you have to take on. There's so many things that you have to do, blah, blah. And it's like, well, no, it's really not like, you're not really adding that much more to your plate. But I think that when people see like the title, they do get intimidated by it. And I don't know. That's just something that I was thinking, but.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, when you go diamond, you just add more influence. You add more experience. You add more action. I mean, you just add that little bit more. And I think if we continue to tell our teams that, it's not going to seem as scary, you know, or, you know, intimidating to take that next jump or take that next leap or go after it. But I won't lie, I'm the same way, Tani, when people are like fully boxed in, like I have a girl that's been boxed in for like 3 months, I want to strangle her. I mean, it's just, I think it's normal to feel like that, because I do. Kendra, Nicole, do you guys want to add anything before we finish up?
I like the thing about speaking from the heart and not as a, like, can't remember, just the speaking from the heart and posting from the heart. I think that was really good and like kind of an aha for me.
Awesome. Kendra, anything? Besides, he looks so big. Oh my God. Look at him.
No, but I really liked what you said about being detailed with your team and not generic, and like actually getting into detail with them about what they need to do, and like plugging into Zooms, plugging into corporate calls, and all sorts of things like that. So I just liked what you said about that, but I like the whole Zoom. Was that all we were saying, or were you asking something
Just
else?
if you want to share anything, any thoughts?
That's
what I'm working on too, Kendra. It's just being detailed, you know, asking more questions than just the, you know, generic, and then putting like alarms on my phone, because I suck at that, like suck so bad at that, about just like, oh, that's what you're doing? Okay, awesome, you got it. Let me know if you need anything. Not, how did your one-on-one go? How did your follow-up, you know? So that's what I'm working on too. P.S. Tani, I just have to add this in. You did your own hair and your own makeup today. You're the rest of us now. You don't have your little beauty salon there this morning. That sucks.
No, he's freaking working and it sucks ass.
But I did want to add one more thing. Can you guys, and we don't have to talk about it right now because I know that we have things to do, but if you guys could post in the team chat, like ideas of how you pour belief into your team. Because I feel like I am just like, you got it, girl. Like, I don't know, you know, like I believe in them and I try to like let them know like, hey, no, like you really can, but how do you, like, can you give me some examples on what you guys do or some things that you guys say or how, because I don't know if I'm doing it right or if I'm not, like, I don't know. I feel like belief is something you have to figure out on your own, but I do know that you believing in me is what got me to where I am. So I don't know. I try to figure out and do what you did for me, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm just like super.
Don't do what I did at the beginning. Don't do that.
Towards the end. Towards like more me going diamond.
I know Denise has a Zoom that she did last year on pouring in belief, and it might be in the files on the VIP page. So I can look in there for you, and I'll share it in the team page or in the chat if I. Because that
Awesome, thank
really
you.
good Zoom. That was so good.
What are we doing for team training? Because I'm going to be there tonight, and I'm getting ready to leave my house to come to Tri-Cities. So, do I need to bring anything?
No, it's going to be on Blitzing. Blitzing, remember? This whole month's on Blitzing.
It's on Wednesday?
Blitzing.
Oh, Blitzing. I was like, it's on Wednesday. Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect. So we'll go ahead and finish up. Yeah, tonight we're going to be doing the blitz kits, and then we're going to do interactive blitzing. So we're going to have all of you guys are going to be getting up and showing how you blitz and sharing how you blitz. And literally we're going to do the step-by-step so damn basic and simple that it almost seems boring. But we have to. We have to do that because if our teams don't see it, they're not going to do it. If our teams don't know how to do it or be prepared, they're not going to do it. So be ready, be excited tonight. Again, we're going to be talking about blitz kits. So bring your purses prepared and ready to show what you have with you when you're out and about. Wear your gear tonight, please. I want us leaders to be leading by example and show our teams what they need to see and what they need to mock. So,
Wait, really quick, sorry, because it kind of cut out for me. What are we bringing tonight again?
So our blitz kit. So whatever you have in your purse. So when you're out blitzing, what do you have in there? So like for me, I always have notepad, a pen, if they want to write down their information, blitz cards, and then wraps. So I'm always prepared, and then I'm just going to basically, and then I'm just going to show that no matter what or where you go, you need to have and be prepared to be ready. So, you can just have blitz cards in there, whatever you guys have. But okay, really quick, because one of my brand new distributors just messaged me this. So in Denise's 30-day push, she's doing like power hours on Tuesdays and two on Thursdays or whatever, for like time zones. And one of my new distributors is on right now at the 10 o'clock one. And she said, sometimes on these big Zooms, I feel like people just want to question everything instead of just taking it in, trying it, and see how it works. It drives me absolutely crazy. Oh, shit. I'm not obviously not on it, but it started at 10, so I'm wondering how it goes. But the other one's at 5 tonight. So that's the only crappy thing is that Tuesdays for our team, we're going to have to tell them to get plugged into the 10 o'clock one. And I guess if you, as Diamond leaders, if we want to do like Team Zoom at 9 instead, or Diamond Zoom at 9 instead of Tuesdays or 11 or something like that, so we can be on the 10 o'clock, because the 5 o'clock one will be crazy with team training. So we can kind of discuss that too tonight if you guys want. We can kind of adjust that as needed, but that's crazy. I'm curious how it's going now. Okay, well, we will hop off here. I will see you guys tonight. We go at 6:30. So be prepared and ready to go talk about blitzing, and I will see you guys later.